welcome to the Frisco Podcast, Christmas edition. I'm your host, Scott Ellis, and we've got a whole bunch of people from the team in the studio today. We're going to talk about Christmas traditions and Christmas in Frisco. So welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Good to have you here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And so 'tis the season in Frisco. Hopefully by now everybody's had a chance to go out and see the lights in Frisco Square and the Star, and there's all kinds of cool places to go around Frisco for Christmas. But I want to hear about what the things are that you and your families like to do, whether it's Frisco related or not. So
how about we all introduce ourselves first?
Before we get started, we're going to go around and let everybody who is here today introduce themselves. And I'm going to start with, I think you already know Nicole, but we'll start with her.
I'm Nicole Barron, the editor-in-chief of Lifestyle Frisco.
I'm Morgan Kaczynski, Senior Business Writer for Lifestyle Frisco.
I'm Yvonne Brown, and Senior Contributing Writer for Lifestyle Frisco.
I'm Kelly Walker, Director of Client Services and also a writer for Lifestyle Frisco.
Yay! And I'm Wendy McGowan Ellis, and I am the CEO and co-founder, along with Mr. Scott here, of Lifestyle Frisco. And I'll kick it off. So, Christmas. Yay.
What is it? What do you like?
Lots of fun traditions. This year, Scott and I are giving each other a house for Christmas.
Me too.
Go big or go home.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Yeah, exactly. So we have been in the process of moving and are now settled into, well, not settled, but we're still unboxing in the new house, and we're super excited about 2019 and everything that's coming up this year. So this year, traditions for us went completely like way off the rails. There's nothing. I mean, it was boxing and moving and all that kind of good stuff. But normally, a tradition that I love since I've been with Scott is his mother does an Italian Christmas Eve. So my mother and my parents typically host Thanksgiving, and so his side of the family tends to host Christmas, and so she does like this Italian mostaccioli dinner with the Caesar salad and all that kind of good stuff, and there's lots of wine to be had, and it's just a fantastic Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day, it's just kind of you and me, like recovering from the food coma on the couch. So
where's the dinner?
It's always at their place. It's at their place. So yeah.
That
so
sounds
I could
cozy.
Yes.
I like it.
Yeah.
Well, I've been in this area forever, and so all of my traditions are wrapped up in the area. So, like, we like to go to Frisco Square and see the lights, and we did the Cowboys Christmas Spectacular last weekend for the first time. This is just the second year, I think, that they've been doing that. It was really cool. That
awesome.
was really fun. Yeah, I mean, just the whole star thing is cool anyway, but now that it's all lit up, it was really fun.
How long is the show?
Not very long. I want to say 15 minutes. Would you ladies agree?
That's good.
Yeah, didn't you? Yeah. And then, but the lights and the atmosphere is kind of ongoing throughout the evening because of the restaurants, and the tree's always lit, and it's just kind of a fun place to be all night. But the actual show is not that long.
And it's kind of neat right now because the crowd was even bigger. There was high school playoffs.
Yes,
ending
was playing.
Starting all so you had two teams coming out, two teams going in, and everything was full.
Yeah.
Of people waiting for the lighting. So there was a lot. And I ran into this gal
We
right
ran
here
into each other.
amongst the hundreds of people.
It was fun. I mean, among thousands of people.
But it was really impressive.
Who was in the
thought it was
show?
really
Was it just like the cheerleaders?
The cheerleaders, and there was elves.
The rhythm and blues.
And other dancers.
But was
kid
Santa there?
dancers. Santa was
Santa was the big star.
He had a cheerleader on either side.
Of course
I
he
can't
was.
imagine Mrs. Claus
Santa's
was very
little
happy
helper.
about that. Exactly.
Some of my favorites were the
Yeah.
young hip hoppers.
Yeah.
The Next Step dance kids that
Yeah.
were there.
That's
They
right.
were so good.
That's right.
They were dancing up on big gift boxes.
Oh, is that from that studio that's around the... Oh,
Yeah.
very cool.
It was neat.
And the decorations are blue and white, obviously,
Yes.
for the Cowboys, but they're
Yeah.
just striking. You
Yeah.
know, take a few
Yeah.
pictures around there because it's just a little bit different, and they're huge big Christmas tree and these big blue and white bows. Really nice against a backdrop of red.
Yeah, I
or
can see it
whatever.
from the road. I mean, you can see it from space practically.
And they do that every Friday and Saturday night, I think. Well,
Yes,
not
it
every.
is. Yeah, it is. Every Friday, Saturday until the end of the year. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Nicole, any other Christmas traditions?
We like to go see a show, but something kid-friendly. I'm in that young kids season of life, and so we like to find Charlie Brown. Last year we did that at the Dallas Children's Theater, but this year
fun.
we're going to focus on something closer to home. I know NPTA, North Texas Performing Arts, has tons of stuff they're doing. And we have an article about that, that even by the time this airs, there's still going to be stuff to see and do locally, holiday productions. So yeah, we love to do that kind of thing, and all of our family is local, so we have to kind of make sure we see everybody over the course of a few days, which is tricky, but we're lucky we don't have to travel. So
Yeah.
What about the Nutcracker show? Do you?
which one?
Well, we've been doing that as a tradition for probably 6 or 7 years, and we go to different
Fun.
ones. Sometimes we go to Bass Hall, sometimes we go to the Meyerson. It just kind of wherever. We've gone to the Frisco one before.
Oh,
This
that's
year we
fun.
went to the one on SMU campus, the Russian ballet one.
Oh, wow.
So it's neat that it's the
Oh,
same
wow.
show, but so different
Yeah.
depending
They
on
all
who's
put
putting
their
it on.
different spin on it.
Yeah.
We did
That's
the,
one of
we
our big
actually
ones.
did the one at Richardson Center just on Sunday, the Eisman Center, and I've done that 2 or 3 times now, and it's fabulous. But the Frisco Ballet are doing one as well this year, so
I think I'm one of the only people that doesn't love the Nutcracker. It's weird. Like, I mean, the performance itself, watching the ballet, beautiful, beautiful. But it's that Mouse King that
you're
totally
not
freaks me
alone.
out.
It's so boring.
I've never, I've never.
I mean,
I'm
after
like one of the
20
only
minutes,
that doesn't
I'm
like
like,
it.
give her back the
I don't like it.
doll. Why is Clara so confused? The uncle is weird.
It's scary,
a
I
little
think.
weird.
And now there's the new movie,
scary.
you know.
Yeah.
which is a little
Yes.
sad.
with all the realms.
So I know I'm the
Yeah.
minority. Please
I
go
think
see
that's
the
the only
Nutcracker.
thing you
but-
and I'll hit is the movie.
Yeah, I
version.
think the movie version. I've tried to do the ballet a couple of times.
I
and
love the
I love the
ballet.
music, but watching the ballet,
Yeah.
Right.
big
The
fan of the
music's
arts,
awesome.
but I just have had a hard time connecting with ballet. So
That's why it's a girls' tradition. We just do girls.
Aw.
We
Oh,
let
that's
my
good.
son
Jack
go for the
goes.
first time
Yes.
this year because my niece got to be a snowflake.
Oh my
The
gosh.
dance studio she dances for did her tryouts. So we did take a boy this time, but overall it's a girls thing.
Awesome.
Well, what else do you do, Kelly? Your family?
Well, you mentioned Frisco Square lights, so we
Yeah.
do pajamas and hot chocolate.
Oh my god.
When we drive around, we usually drive
yeah.
through Frisco Square first, and then we'll hit a couple just different neighborhoods in Frisco or Deerfield and Plano.
Yeah,
just a
that's
couple
beautiful
different hot
one,
spots
too.
where we know we want to go look through, and it's always I'm like, turn here. Look here. And my husband can't because he's driving. So he gets frustrated. And we're all like having fun. And he's like, that's great. Yeah.
Do you like turn
Drove
the
you
heater
around.
up and the windows down? That's what we do.
Yeah, we
When
do.
go through
And
Frisco.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, because you got to be able to
Love
really
it.
see, and then sometimes
Yeah.
there's music, and you got to blast the Christmas
Sure.
music on your. We do that when we go through Frisco Square.
But that's a big one. Our kids love it's simple, just
Yeah.
getting to go drive around and look at lights.
I saw
But
somebody
you have
post
to.
pictures this week on Instagram of a neighborhood in the downtown Frisco area in the rail district that looked like these houses were it was Griswold Christmas at these houses. Like they really went overboard. Do you know,
This year?
Yvonne, you kind of covered that.
they've
You know where
been
that is?
yeah, my friends down there, they've been talking about they're so connected, the neighbors down there, 1 block south and 1 block north of Maine, and they've been talking for a while about creating each house like a Christmas winter wonderland, and just really dressing the houses up, and that's probably what you maybe heard about or saw.
Yeah.
So a lot
So
of them
where
go
is
to
They're
a
off
lot
of
of
5th
trouble.
Street
Like
somewhere off of
Yeah.
5th
There's also
Street.
Fourth
Yeah.
Wing Walnut is
Oak,
a big
yeah.
Okay,
special
we'll have to
one.
do
Walnut,
that.
Very
yeah.
special.
Yeah, I mean the Callaway's house is already dressed up. I've seen it, and it's amazing. And they've got the lights and all the bunting going on. And then if you go west of that, all down Oak Street, their neighbors have some beautiful decorations up. Yeah.
We'll mix
Okay,
that
good to
in.
know.
When before Jeff Tchaikovsky was the Frisco Square lights, his house was our main destination.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was just a house before it was
Yeah.
the big thing.
I think he's still in our listing. So we have a listing on our site, of course, as you all know. So just type in Christmas light displays and it'll come up. But yeah, all of those are on there. The Walnut and Fourth, and then we need to expand upon that because I think, as you said, Yvonne, all those downtown historic
Yeah.
homes are really getting involved.
Yeah.
It's going to be a special area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for anybody that
definitely.
hasn't heard Jeff's story, Jeff Tchaikovsky is a guy that lives in Frisco. He is the man behind the lights in Frisco Square. But if you remember years ago, this was probably 2006 time frame, there was a video that legitimately went viral on YouTube because it was Trans-Siberian Orchestra sync to the lights in the house.
that was him?
That's
That was
him
him.
in Frisco.
He
Yeah.
started it all.
That all
I thought
started
for
in
sure
Frisco.
it was like, I don't know,
So
anywhere
he
else.
Yeah.
was our very first Lifestyle Profiles video between Christmas and New Year's last year. So go to lifestylefrisco.com/lifestyle-profiles and scroll all the way to the bottom and you'll see Jeff and hear his story, and it's awesome.
Oh, we'll
He's
reshare that
amazing.
video, too.
Yeah,
so
we'll
cool.
reshare
I've
that
known
too.
him for a long time.
Yeah, he's a sweet guy.
Probably like 2010 2-ish,
Oh,
3-ish,
wow.
back in my Wall Street Journal days.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
So how
When
long
he
did it
started
take
the
him
house.
to do that? To like orchestrate it and time it? Did you mention that or
It's
secrets?
in the video. I
Yeah.
can't remember. It's been almost a year now.
Yeah.
But
It's like the Great Light Fight that's on TV now, the show. That's
Oh my
what every
goodness,
time I
haven't
see
seen
it,
that, but it sounds fun.
I
Is
think
it like
of him and
competitions
his
for
like
best lights?
computerized everything and the plugs, and I mean he was before anybody was doing
yeah.
any of that.
Yeah.
That
He had
sounds
it all
fun.
figured
I love
out.
shows
It's
like
the
that.
A&M engineer in him, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's gotta be.
definitely.
Right.
All right, Yvonne, you're up next. What about traditions?
Traditions.
Give us some good Irish Christmas.
Oh,
traditions. There's
gosh.
got to be something fun you guys do.
Okay, well, oh gosh, in my earlier, younger single days, Christmas Eve was a huge, huge deal at home for people coming back from so far away because people had, grown up, moved out of Ireland. A lot of people went to Australia, to the US, and Christmas Eve was the night in the local pub where you bumped into all of your old friends and people you'd not seen who hadn't been home maybe for 2 or 3 years. As a child growing up, Christmas Eve, I always remember my mom and the lead up to Christmas, she'd be so busy, as we all are, and trying to do things and juggle. And she'd always say, I can't wait for Christmas Eve when all the stores are closed. And she just loved that 5 or 6 p.m. time when she knew everything was done.
City's quiet.
Yeah, the city's quiet and people are in their houses and kids are getting ready. And my dad worked. He was a taxi driver, so he worked a lot. It was a big night on Christmas Eve. But he used to always come in, I remember, with a gift for each of us. And it was our Christmas Eve gift from Daddy. And we'd make sure to go to bed early. So I'm trying to do that with my girls now. And we're also doing in Frisco now, the last few years, I've always done the shoe boxes for charity. So I usually get neighbours, school moms, and if anybody wants to send me a shoe box or give me $10 and I'll fill the shoe box and we wrap it up for the homeless people. And I have a friend
That's
who
awesome.
coordinates all that. And I love it. And it's one that my girls can really get involved with. They like the wrapping and putting the stuff in, and it's just filled with like some personal items for the people. And last year she collected 500 boxes, so we're trying to beat that. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yvonne, as your editor, I have to wonder, where's my article about that?
That's
How do we
I've
help?
heard of a shoebox.
look
Like
at
I've
the
heard
shoebox
of the.
appeal.
I know we have coat drives. I know we have angel trees. I have never heard the shoebox
And
idea.
it's funny because they do it in Ireland too. So I did it last year in Ireland.
Yeah, I did that in college. I think it was through the Salvation Army.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
sent like
Yeah.
thousands
Oh my
of
gosh.
shoeboxes.
I think
Okay, well,
Samaritans
Audra,
and
yeah.
do it. Somebody does it. Yeah.
Okay.
My friend Audra organizes it, something she's been doing since a kid. So if you're listening, Audra, which I'm sure you will be, let's get the spotlight on it and we can still have time to do some more.
Yeah.
Do we all have shoe boxes in our closet?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course we do.
Yes, I keep them on hand for
Absolutely.
those
So if every
random
family
school
does
projects.
one.
Yeah.
Valentine's
You need a
boxes
shoe box.
every year.
Yeah. So we do
That's
that.
a great idea.
It's
Good job,
fun.
Yvonne. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Miss
Very cool.
Morgan.
Oh, well, as a parent, I try to bring the angst and anxiety from my youth to our Christmas tradition. Well, I grew up a little different. So my father is actually Jewish and my mother is Catholic. So, the Christian, obviously the tree and everything, we didn't celebrate Hanukkah. But so my dad, he was always very kind of just angry and strict a little bit. I mean, he's much better now. But so we would, run down and then have to wait an hour and then quickly open a bunch of gifts that were educational that we didn't ask for. So, so now we just try to keep it joyful. And we go to look at lights. But normally every other Christmas, we actually have to drive to Michigan. So 18 hours in our minivan. Yeah.
no.
Merry
Nice.
Christmas.
What part of Michigan?
That's a tradition.
Jackson.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a prison. They are beautiful. So we
I can hear the conversations in the car already.
yeah.
If you kids don't behave, we're stopping. at the
We're leaving you
We've
there.
got a summer camp just for you.
And you're doing that this year. You're trying.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yes. Oh,
Can't wait.
So they don't have wireless in Jackson, so I know they're not listening. No, I'm kidding. They do. They have internet of some kind. I think my in-laws still have dial-up. But so we'll go there, and then it will just be copious amounts of wine.
Do you
Yes.
pack gifts ready to go and drive them there?
We do. I actually, and then we have to, put them in like special boxes and hide them and do all that. But
That's
it
a lot
was
of
really
work.
nice. It is. It's an insane amount of work. But then Amazon came along and now they'll wrap them and send them for me.
Yes.
But then, sometimes, and bless their hearts, my in-laws are a little bit older. So then there's like we got a package here. Oh, is Brody on the phone? It says for Brody. Should we tell you? And I'm like, no, stop, please. So now
You've got the accent down. That's good.
Oh, yeah. They say they can't hear it, but it's there, They work real hard not to use it, but
Can't help it.
nope, they can't. Nope. So glad for you guys to be here, and yeah. So I'm just like, oh, whatever. So we just, put them there, and then so we drive them up.
And then drive
It's
them
awesome.
Wow.
It's awesome.
Yeah, and then
Very
when we're
good.
here, my mother comes and my parents, and that's just a whole nother eye roll. So
Yeah.
Are they going to watch this or listen to this podcast?
no.
Okay.
no.
Never. Never.
No. They'll say they did. They'll be like, oh, that, heard you on that podcast, Morgan, but they don't. They won't know. No.
So funny. Oh my goodness.
They'll tell me I look
So-
fat. So.
When you're here, or how do you do Christmas morning? Like you said, you go to bed early Christmas Eve.
My kids do.
Your kids do. Yeah. Yeah. The kids get to.
You're up like getting
I'm like a night out. Yeah.
everything
yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
But then is everybody up super early Christmas morning and you open gifts right away?
I have to get my coffee first. Like
Yeah.
there's nobody's allowed to open a thing until I get my coffee. And then yes,
And then
we
it's
get
good.
into it.
They
Yeah.
pretty much dive into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you can't. How can you hold them back? Do you know what I mean? Why do you
That's
not?
true.
Do you have
No,
a
we
different
do,
way?
yeah.
You do.
No,
Okay.
we get up. I mean, it's earlier than normal and get started, and it's all a frenzy for not really that long, and then
It's
it's kind of
fast.
like
Yeah.
a downtime. Then we
Yeah.
go find a meal.
It was just
in-laws.
begs a question. Does everybody do presents on Christmas morning, or do you do some Christmas Eve?
A little bit Christmas Eve.
We
Yes,
do-
we
Christmas
do.
Eve.
We
We
do
do
one
stockings
Christmas
on
Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Okay.
Oh, do you do the stockings Christmas Eve?
How?
Okay.
Santa hasn't come yet.
Well, because mom and dad do the stockings.
Yeah,
Somehow-
family-
Somehow
yeah.
that became
Alright.
a thing. I don't know. We're
Yeah.
all mine are very suspicious about Santa. Like I think we're about done. And this is probably I'm actually guessing any day now they're gonna ask the direct question
Grill you about
when they
it.
ask
Oh,
me.
what are you gonna say?
Well, whenever they ask me, like, is Santa real? I'm like, my response is always, well, what do you think? And I just am letting them work it out. Like that's, I don't know, it's a
tricky.
mystery. What do you think? And they did find out about the Tooth Fairy this year, but somehow they still think Santa's real, which is weird. I'm surprised they haven't put it all
Haven't put
together.
that together just yet. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think this is going to be the year though. But then I have this 3-year-old who hasn't had a chance
Oh,
yet. So
yeah.
you've got to like,
You
It's
gotta keep it
hard.
going.
keep it on the
Yeah.
DL.
Yeah.
for
Keep the
him.
earmuffs on.
Yeah.
We do one gift Christmas Eve, and it's always pajamas from my mother-in-law because we go over there. We usually do church, then over there for meatballs and shrimp. I don't know why. It's just
That's
a
weird.
thing. And
That's
bagels.
awesome.
I don't know. Yeah,
Sounds
like
good,
not
but-
together. Like shrimp cocktails,
Oh,
meatballs,
okay, that makes more sense.
and the kids have always eaten bagel bites. I think it was something from them growing
Aw,
up. And then
cute.
everybody gets pajamas from under the tree.
It's
I like
funny. My
that.
mom used to do that too.
What?
Pajamas.
Pajamas.
Yeah.
Everybody- we all got
It's cute.
a new set of pajamas every year for
Yeah.
Christmas.
It's really
and all,
cute.
and,
Yeah, I have some nice pajamas from your mom.
yeah. We actually had to tell her to stop because we were getting
Yes.
so overstocked
I
on
have
pajamas. It's like,
pajamas.
like
let's pass for
7
1 year.
pairs of pajamas. It's just
Well, I
too
would like to
much.
see your holiday card this year, B. The two of you in your holiday jammies.
Oh,
Yeah. We have never done holiday
We have
cards.
never
We're
done a card.
horrible. I mean, typically half the time you and I leave, like we'll go somewhere. But we never do holiday cards. And I've
No.
never done holiday letters either. Like I love getting them from
I
other
do too.
people.
Oh,
Yeah.
like the
But
update.
sitting down and doing like the annual update thing and going on and on about
Feels a little
us
bit
and
like
what we've
work.
done, it just
Yeah.
yeah.
I know. I
Yeah.
had never come across that until I moved here.
The letter
Yeah,
thing.
And I started
The letter
getting
thing.
them.
Oh,
really?
I didn't do the
Yeah.
letter
Like
thing
the
either.
yearly
That's-
update, I was like, oh, wow.
The
Yeah.
people that I
Okay.
send cards to know
What
Yeah.
you're doing.
generally
Right.
what's going on in my life. I'm not
Right.
sending it to a bunch of random, like, haven't talked to you in 20 years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The picture of us and our ages listed next to our names is our update.
My dream
Yeah.
is just
There
to
you go.
send a note card that says, see Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're all, I mean,
They know what you're
everyone
doing.
I know is on social media. So, and I'm just, I can't.
Cards is a lot. It can be a
Stamps
stressful
and
part of the holidays.
dressing up and
I
getting
know,
the
just going to
kid,
get
like,
stamps is such a beating.
I
that
know.
you're like,
It
I don't
is.
buy them anymore.
It
I mean, like, I
is.
asked the cashier
let's
the
not
other
say-
day at the
yeah.
grocery store, and she looked at me like I had 2 heads. I was like, we used to have these things called letters,
Yeah.
and they would take it all the way even to Alaska for 1 stamp. She's like, whoa.
Do y'all do anything different for? Can you believe I said? Did I say it? I said
What?
Y'all. She
y'all,
said y'all.
You said y'all.
Yeah.
She said, "Go with the rope."
Do you people? No. Do you do anything different for Christmas Eve dinner? Because again, we always did the turkey and ham. So we don't do Thanksgiving in Ireland, but we did huge turkey and ham and everything at Christmas, which I think you guys do as well. But Christmas Eve dinner, I always want to do something completely different. So I forgot about
Italian.
this tradition.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why his mother
You do the
started the
Italian.
Italian.
We go to Best Thai in Frisco Square.
I love Best
Stay
Thai in
both.
Frisco
They're
Square.
around for 15 years.
That's
we love
good.
them,
That's a good
and
idea.
all my family loves them, and we go there and have
We
a
do
great
a big
time. And it's
home
Thai
meal.
food, and
You just want something different.
So I think that's a great
Yeah.
way for us to kind of round out our Christmas conversation. Is there a place in Frisco, a restaurant during the season that you especially like to go to, whether it's tradition because they decorate really well or just feels cozy and you like to go there? So I think Yvonne
Best
said
Thai
Best
is
Thai
mine
for
on
sure.
Christmas Eve. That's a family favorite for sure.
Well, the truth is, ours is not in Frisco, but it's near. We have a tradition of going to Grand Lux at the Galleria. My husband and I got
that's
married
pretty.
on December 1st, and so our honeymoon was delayed. So we stayed the first couple of nights in Addison, and it was Christmas time, so we went to the Galleria to see the big tree and to have dinner at Grand Lux that first weekend we were married, and it became a tradition. So we love to go to the Galleria at Christmas and go to Grand Lux because I just love that place. They have a great menu. It's beautiful at the holidays. So sorry it's not in Frisco, but hey, Friscoites, it's okay to go south on the tollway to the Galleria.
For the size of that tree, it definitely is.
Yeah.
And the ice
It's
skating
beautiful.
and just yeah.
What about you ladies?
Well, my kids are still small, like 8 and 5, so we usually go to like a La Hacienda Ranch.
I was going to say that.
Hey, that's a good one.
Yeah, and they have margaritas, and Mama likes tequila, so
Yay.
that works for us.
Good. Kelly, you guys?
I was thinking about Laha. I was trying to think of decorations wise, and I can't think of specific Christmas decorated restaurants in Frisco. Do you guys?
Yeah, like maybe over by Gloria's. I feel like they kind of do, in Stonebriar, that mall out there where, the Target and everything is. But it's just now with the Star. I mean, now that I bet there's going to be just loads of
Star,
decorations.
yeah.
but-
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
The Star is just
Yeah.
festive.
We'll go
Yeah.
like Mi Casina and walk around there.
Yeah.
Bow
Nice.
taxis.
Well, I can speak for Scott and me. Our favorite spot, especially during the holidays, is Silver Fox. I mean, we love the Silver Fox in Frisco. No windows. It's very, heavy wood. It just
Very
feels
cozy.
like.
Yeah.
I have never been
It-
there. I need to go there.
Oh,
Their
it's so
bar is
good.
fantastic. It's nice and long.
Oh, I
It's
must
got
go.
a nice arc to it.
Yeah.
And they just remodeled a little bit. They didn't do like a whole remodel. They did some upgrades to just the walls and like different lighting. They've got different light fixtures in there. They just kind of updated it a little bit, and it's still just so beautiful. I mean, I love a restaurant that has that dark, intimate
Yeah, yeah.
feel to
I agree.
it
Good
without
date night spot,
windows.
too.
Oh yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
go there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It's very good.
we do tend to go to Silver Fox. I also like Randy's in downtown
Yes.
Frisco.
Oh, yes.
It's the
Yes.
old house. It's got that old
Yeah.
Christmas kind of tradition feel to
Christmassy
it.
all the time.
Yeah.
And
With that
very,
porch.
very local.
Yes.
So I always
And
enjoy that as well.
Another little known fact about Scott and Wendy, we, for all the years that we've been going to Randy's, we never ever have eaten in the restaurant. We always eat in the bar.
Oh my- now that I've
the
done.
bar.
Yeah.
They're another fantastic bar.
Well,
So,
again, it's
yeah.
that
I do
dark,
like the
cozy
bar.
And
library
Randy
feel.
always
is.
comes
Right.
through, and it's just
That's the best part.
It's
Yeah.
the best part. It's very family friendly.
All right.
So,
Well, we hope that everybody that is out there
Yes.
listening to this is having a wonderful holiday.
Yes.
Hopefully, this has sparked some ideas of things to do in Frisco and to enjoy your Christmas traditions in Frisco, Texas. So thank you all.
And happy holidays
Happy
from
holidays.
everybody at Lifestyle Frisco. Thank you guys.
Happy holidays.
Thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time on the Frisco Podcast.
You're listening to RMCN, the digital destination for premium talk radio.